Namaskar, friends. Welcome to a new dimension where ancient wisdom meets modern science. I'm Sanjeev Kumar Mishra, your friend, cosmic energy reader, and student of the stars. Today, we dive into powerful transformational quantum astrology and Saturn. In this journey, you'll understand how Saturn is not just a celestial body, but intelligent energy fields in terms of cosmic energy. In quantum astrology, Saturn is not merely a planet of discipline and delay. It is a frequency regulator and cosmic stabilizer. It works like a gravitational quantum anchor in your auric field, slowing down energy particles so the soul can experience time-bound karmic lessons in a structured reality. In the quantum realm, Saturn emits low-frequency vibrations, kind of like infrared waves, which deeply influence material reality, emotional structure, and spiritual maturity. Saturn's vibrations affect the root chakra and base consciousness, acting as the stabilizing force behind all incarnated matter. So, let's talk about the quantum functions of Saturn. As a timekeeper particle, Saturn brings patience, delay, and maturity. As a gravity-inducing field, it grounds the soul's energy into karmic reality. As a waveform collapser, Saturn turns potential or karma into matter or events. As an entanglement filter, it allows only destined karmic bonds to manifest. And as the observer effect master, Saturn teaches detachment and objectivity. So let's talk about Saturn and the quantum field, and how it connects to our experience of time. Saturn actually slows down our perception of time. When its transit affects you, events can feel, well, almost stuck. This happens because Saturn forces our quantum consciousness to collapse into these slow-moving material timelines. And honestly, this is necessary for burning karma and grounding the soul. Now, let's move on to how Saturn transforms energy. Think of it like this. Particle becomes wave, and then wave becomes particle again. Saturn vibrates through these massive, dense waveforms, and its quantum role is to solidify karma. It collapses subtle karmic waves, like unconscious desires or past actions, into hard, real-life experiences, such as job losses, loneliness, or new responsibilities. And when it comes to entropic energy, Saturn works with the principle of entropy in quantum physics. It slowly disintegrates our false identities and attachments, so that in the end, only truth remains. That's why Saturn is connected to minimalism, renunciation, and ultimately, spiritual maturity. Alright, now, let's explore Saturn and its connection with brain frequencies. Saturn actually influences delta brainwaves, which are the deepest states of rest, stillness, and, you could say, timelessness. It governs the meditative state where cosmic memory is processed, especially karmic memories from past lives. So, Saturn and the chakras, they actually have a pretty deep connection. At the level of the Muladhara chakra, Saturn grounds our fears, teaches us patience, stability, and the art of survival. Moving up to the Ajna chakra, Saturn sharpens karmic clarity and, helps remove illusions that might cloud our path. And at the Sahasrara, Saturn delays spiritual ecstasy until our karmic readiness is fully matured. Saturn delays, but it does not deny. Its delay is really a quantum lesson in timing, readiness, and karmic justice. When it comes to quantum karma, Saturn plays a crucial role. Karma is basically this action energy loop, and Saturn acts as both the observer and the enforcer. You can think of Saturn as the cosmic auditor. It keeps track of the spin and charge of your karmic particles and, returns them as real-world consequences, whether that's exams, restrictions, or responsibilities. In quantum astrology, Saturn doesn't punish. It simply manifests karmic probability into event reality. So, Saturn in transit brings what we call quantum Shani shifts. Saturn return, which happens roughly every 29.5 years, is like your karmic reset point. It's a major waveform collapse in your life. Then there's Sade Sati, lasting about 7.5 years, which is really a deep reprogramming of your quantum karma. And of course, Saturn Mahadasha, which goes on for around 19 years, is the soul's spiritual boot camp. That's when karma truly becomes destiny. These are times when quantum karma, it accelerates, and Saturn actually filters your energy field to help align you with your true cosmic duty or dharma. Saturn and quantum entanglement, yeah, that's an interesting concept. Saturn detaches you from temporary entanglements. For example, maybe a toxic relationship comes to an end, or a long career path suddenly closes, or even a social illusion just collapses. This detachment is what we call quantum purification. Saturn breaks those false particle bonds, keeping only the entangled fields that actually support your spiritual evolution. So, let's talk about the crystals, elements, and frequencies that are connected with Saturn. The element here is lead, or Pb, which is seen as a symbol of heavy karmic transformation. When it comes to crystals, blue sapphire, also known as Neelam, is believed to really resonate with Saturn's dense energetic field. The frequency associated with Saturn is 396 Hz, which is often used for healing the root chakra and releasing fear. And the metal that absorbs Saturn's grounding vibrations is iron. Now let's move on to some meditation techniques to help you align with Saturn's energy. First, you can try a 396 Hz root chakra meditation. There's also Saturn Trataka, which is a third eye candle gaze done during the Saturn hour. Breath retention, or kumbhaka, is another practice that teaches stillness. And finally, walking meditation is a great way to develop grounded awareness. Alright, so in quantum terms, Saturn is considered the contract enforcer of the universe. Before you're even born, your soul signs contracts, like to serve others, to overcome fear, and to break ancestral karma. These soul contracts are deeply tied to Saturn's lessons in our lives. Saturn activates those contracts during transits and dasha, pulling the soul into its pre-written experience field. Pain arises only when the ego resists. Saturn aligns the soul with fourth and fifth dimensional karmic fields, where, honestly, time behaves very differently. It tests whether the soul can remain spiritually committed while being bound by material limitations. Quantum mastery of Saturn really means mastery over time, attachment, and karma. So, let's look at some real-life quantum examples. Take Nikola Tesla, for instance. He was born with strong Saturn aspects and often worked in isolation, grounding those cosmic inventions right here on Earth. Then, there's Swami Vivekananda. His Saturn return actually led him to Ramakrishna, taking him from confusion to a true cosmic mission. And of course, Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in Saturn-like isolation. Through that, his karma matured, and he emerged as a beacon of transformation. Now, let's talk about Saturn in quantum charts, both natal and transit. If Saturn is in your first house, your soul has contracted to master identity and responsibility. In the fourth house, Saturn brings quantum lessons around home, emotion, and ancestry. If it's sitting in your seventh house, it's all about karmic soulmate contracts and learning balance. The 10th house, that's high dharma, material success, but only after karmic delays. Retrograde Saturn means inner karma mastery, with a lot of review and reprocessing. And when Saturn is conjunct the nodes, get ready for extreme karmic testing and, some major breakthroughs. Here are my final words on the quantum gift of Saturn. Saturn is the cosmic monk, the Time Lord, and the karmic alchemist. In quantum astrology, it's probably the most misunderstood force, simply because it works beyond emotion, operating in the field of energetic neutrality and truth. Only through Saturn do we become truly free, because only when karma is transcended can the soul experience pure consciousness. If you felt the power of Saturn through this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more insights on quantum astrology. This is your Cosmic Energy Guide, Sanjeev Kumar Mishra, signing off. Until next time, keep vibrating higher. Till then, stay aligned, stay awakened. Namaskar.